It is that time of year, my AKA Patters. It's horror season. It's October. It's the 31 Days of Dread, where we do on this podcast, AKA Pad, the Film Buff Podcast. That's me. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. This year, it's nothing but black and white movies. Let's go. So it's 1933. We get King Kong. We can say at that point the most successful kaiju, giant creature, giant monster story of all time. Now, around the time of King Kong, he wasn't the first giant creature. There's been other forms of that, other interpretations, but King Kong's the one that pulled in these fanciful elements with Skull Island, the Lost World, tons of strange creatures, takes it right into modern day New York City, and becomes this love story. And to this day, everything I just told you guys, it's a hard thing for any of these kaiju movies to top. There's a lot of kaiju now. I remember growing up not believing we would ever get proper big robot, big creature type entertainment. But yeah, we have a Godzilla legendary monsterverse. We have Godzilla, King Kong movies now every 2-3 years. Godzilla Monarch, it's a freaking show. Pacific Rim. And it's a pretty distinguished list to what we can call really good or good entertaining kaiju entertainment. But we're in the generation of that now. A lot, again, this is not a connection a lot of people make. And guys, welcome back. Peter A. DeLuca here. It's the Film Buff Podcast, 31 Days of Dread. You guys heard the intro. I just feel like talking today, because there's a lot to unpack with the 1954 Godzilla. But even we're somewhat in this golden age of kaiju entertainment. But we have two foundations here. We have 2.0s. The 1933 King Kong, the greatest, most emotional of these stories. A true human connection that's still attempted to be duplicated to this day, not successfully. Even when you remake it and you retell the story, sure, it feels new, not as good as the original. The second to that, the counterpart to that, well, it came in 1954, Godzilla. Later, to be officially, Godzilla raids again, 1955, the next year. Here's the amazing thing. You got to do a return movie. Your movie's popular. Well, it's the third movie where Godzilla becomes... He's almost like a professional wrestler that has a belt. And he needs to fight everyone. This is an idea about the character of Godzilla that still stands true to this day. The only exception in all of Godzilla fiction is Shin Godzilla, where there's no feeling of supremacy from that creature. It's just absolute mindless destruction. But he's not trying to be the king of monsters in Shin Godzilla. I think this is one of the reasons why so many people pray for a sequel update for Shin Godzilla. People just want that sequel. 1962, King Kong vs. Godzilla. It took 3 movies to match Godzilla up with someone. So, I'm trying to illustrate with you guys the importance of Godzilla. One of the first international crossover movies, 2 franchises, 2 separate continents, or 2 separate sides of the globe, 2 separate cultures connected to both of these franchises. And at that point, you want to say the 1962 King Kong vs. Godzilla started the gears to bring back Godzilla in that, 1978, 1977. Godzilla, Jessica Lange is the girl, the Twin Towers, but the 70s updated Godzilla. And you might say, well, Pete, it's 1962. Yeah, it can take 10 plus years to get a movie into the public eye. So in a big way, Godzilla gave a level of credibility to the King Kong franchise, or making it a franchise, making it an idea. And we see even with King Kong Skull Island, introducing the character and pulling King Kong out of Skull Island. It's a tricky thing. You just have to kind of do it the best way you can and go with it, which is what they did with Skull Island. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy Skull Island so much. I just think they made a bet, they went with it. Kong vs. Godzilla set that up. But it's crazy, AK Powers. I mean, we got Godzilla, Kong, like supernova coming. I mean, they're just not stopping with these two characters. To get into the 1954 Godzilla, it's available right now on HBO Max in black and white glory. The black and white films I'm watching on Max in particular, they look incredible. There's not like grain or noise or like interference when it comes to the image itself. It's just like smooth. I don't know if that's like technology rolling in. I would prefer some of it looked like of the time, meaning not perfectly clear. I think that's fair when we're watching movies. But with that, Godzilla 1954 is available right now. It's hard for me to watch this movie and not imagine Shin Godzilla running parallel with this movie. The bureaucracy, the study, my favorite scene is when they're trying to discern where Godzilla comes from. He comes from the island, but there's a cave underneath the island, so it's not really the island. It's something underneath it. And they're presenting it to the officials. And from like the foundation of Godzilla, there's like this push and pull of the government and the society trying to figure out and deal with this thing that's coming, them being isolationists, them being not wanting to ask for help. Like, this is again like things that I think are prominent in Japanese culture even right now. And the human element in Godzilla 1954, I mean, there's a reason why Godzilla -1 resonated, because it kind of got back to the right balance of the human element versus this. And it's tougher to see it in Godzilla because a lot of the human elements are just like, there's no foundation for it other than everything from a bureaucratic position, bureaucratic standpoint. King Kong, it's very different, and we understand more, like we can understand Godzilla more when we compare it to King Kong, and in both ways. King Kong feels like a love story with every single rewatch, and every single time you watch King Kong 1933, you see like less and less of the special effects and the exotic environments, and King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. You see less and less of that. You see more of the love story. You see more of the heartbreak. Godzilla never had that baseline, and it's tough. But when it's figured out and it's executed, we get Godzilla -1. When the bureaucratic red tape is realized to its like fullest, we get Shin Godzilla. And there's few franchises where we can admire and see more of the original with the generational interpretations of Godzilla, which is what we have at -1 and Shin Godzilla. But AK Patterson, I'm learning here a lot as well with you guys, along the way with you guys. I feel like we toe a line together sometimes. I was blown away when I realized that the third Godzilla movie is a King Kong vs. Godzilla. It blew my mind. But a lot of these movies, they're available right now on Max. There should be another chunk of them available on Tubi. Just start watching them. That's the best way to start Godzilla. Godzilla and the many forms, interpretations, and companies that have handled the character have been long on my list to do a long form study. I'm hoping to march towards some of that, those releases too. Some of them are already recorded around the time of Godzilla Supernova, which the villain for that's not even announced yet, but we all know it's Destroya. So, alright, AKAPAD, for 31 Days of Dread, the second greatest kaiju movie of all time, Godzilla, 1954.
Okay, that's a wrap.